Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to take another very important example for reactive form module, reactive forms, where we will be discussing how to use form control with max value validation. Okay, so we will discuss how to implement max value validation and how it is completely different from max length validation, right? And if you remember, in our last session we talked about min validation, right? So it is just opposite to the min limitation. Okay, although it sounds very similar, it sounds very opposite and simple, but still I would suggest you to at least go through at least one, so that you know what is the structure or syntax that we have to follow for this. Okay, but before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use form control with max value. But prior to that, you should know about the basic stuff, and for that, like, you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find more than 3000 plus free resources, which is available in Hindi as well as English language. So as per your convenience, you can go through it. Okay, alright, so now let's get started. Here you can see firstly I'm in app.component.html file, where I have noted down two heading: Angular course by Sharmit and reactive form in Angular. Okay, now after this, what we will do, we will add two horizontal row just to show it properly on browser. I will add this I added this rows, horizontal rows, so that it will separate out the headings with the actual form content. Clear? Now once this is added, now you can go to app.component.ts file to define all the prerequisites. Now what are the prerequisites? First thing is, you need to add reactive forms module. So just go here in imports and write reactive forms module. Edit. Now just expand this class. Here you can write, let's understand the requirement. So requirement is very simple. We want to take one input field for age, and when user key in some age there, we want to make sure that it is greater than or above it is lesser than, or it should be lesser than 18. Okay, so maximum 18 is allowed. If it is more than 18, it should throw some errors. So this is what exactly we are going to build. So for that, let's define one variable, that is age, and here in age I will write new form control and press enter. So once I press enter, it added this form control here, then opening closing parenthesis, one single quotes, one comma, and after a comma we will write here Validators.max. okay, because we want to check max, and then inside a parenthesis you have to put some values for which it will check. Okay, so let's say I want to check it for 18, so it will check, and if the value is beyond 18, it will throw some error, otherwise it will not throw any error. Clear? So this variable is added. Now next thing is, we can add here ngif. Now why ngif? Because once error is once we want to capture the error, in that case we need that, right? So for that, here we will put one comma and then we will write ngif. Perfect. So now we are done with the all work that we are supposed to do in app.component.ts file. We have imported form control, reactive form module, validator, as well as ngif. Okay, and also we have declared the variable that is for age. So almost 50% of code is done. Now we just need to design the form and to use these variable in there. So for that, let's go to app.component.html file. Here you can add the form. Okay, and then we will add here label, and here I will write age. Okay, then we can add a input field. In input field we will mention type as number, then we will write here form control, and then we will write here the value that is age. perfect. So this thing is ready. So here what we just mentioned that we want to create one input field for number, and it will be attached with the form control. Now next what we will do, we will add one paragraph, but before that let's see how it is working right now, and then we will add that logic to capture the array. So ng serve -- open, enter, wait for a few seconds, and then it will show you the output. So you can see Angular codes by TechSharmit, a reactive form in Angular, form control with max value validation. We have one horizontal row, one label that is for age, one input field, and then another horizontal row. So currently if I put something beyond below 18, it is not throwing any error. In fact, if I put something above 18, still it is not throwing any error. That means the validation is done, but we are not capturing that error. So for that what we will do, because we have added this validator, that means it is trapping it. Now we just want to make sure that it is added or not. So for that what we will do, we will add one paragraph here, and in this paragraph we will show one message that age should be lesser than 18. That's it. Okay, and also we will add here one ngif star ngif, where we will check age dot errors question mark dot, it should be max, it should check for the max. Okay, fine. Now save it and refresh it. If I put something, let's say 12, no errors. But if I put something beyond 18, you will see it is now throwing error, that is age should be lesser than 18. In fact, if you change the value to 19, 18, 1989, anything, any number that is beyond 18 will be thrown, will be considered as an error. If it is 18, no problem, but if it is beyond 18, it will cause an error. Okay, and value that is lesser than 18, it will not show any error. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you are providing here, like 14, 11, 10, anything till 18 is fine, but anything beyond 18 is considered as a error. Okay, so although these are the very small concept, but it would be really very helpful when we are going to implement it in our projects, because sometimes you see these things in code, so at that time you should know why we have utilized it. Clear? So yeah, these are the things which I would like to share with you all in this particular session. So overall till now we have covered almost all kind of validation. Few more validation process are also there that we will cover in upcoming session. But if we talk about min and max, so we have covered the min, max, min length, max length, and I'm sure like you know the difference now. In case of length, wherever you will find length, so it will consider the length of that particular input value. And if we are not using length, that means if it is only min or max, there we are just exactly checking the value, not its length. Okay, so let's say if someone asks you what is the difference between max and max length, so you can simply say that if I'm using max as 4 or max length as 4, so in case of max length it will count for 4 characters or 4 digits, 1 2 3 4, that is length, right? So it comes under a max length. But if you want to check whether the value is 4, that means if the values, if you are using max length and if you are inserting something beyond 4, then it will throw the error, because there we are checking for the actual value, not for the length of the field. Clear? So this is exactly like you can tell the differences if someone asks you in the interviews or examination, so that they will have the proper understanding that yes, you know the answer. And also you, if needed, like if you have the editor, you can try to demonstrate this with this simple example. Clear? So yeah, that's all for today, and now you can do the practice. At least try one example at a time, so that you have a good hands-on practice on these concepts, and then it will be very helpful for you. In case if you have any question, queries or suggestion related to this session, or maybe to any other playlist or anything related to any content, just feel free to reach out to me through comment section. I would be more than happy to answer all your questions and queries there. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.